Konbawa, good people. It's so good to see your smiling, lovely faces this evening. I was out here watering the plants. I know it's tea time, but I didn't bring the tea because I was out here working. And this had me thinking, so I just sat down in the thinking chair. Sat down in the chair and I decided just to share this with you guys. Today, I picked up this book. I started this book. Started it here. I'm here. I've done 9 chapters. This is The Way of Nagami. And it's from Ken Mogi. I like him. He's funny. The Japanese philosophy of finding balance and peace in everything you do. So, balance, peace in everything you do. All right. Here's your thought for today. Well, let's first. I was reading this story about this empire who commissioned a brand new ship for their military, and to show off all of its might and power, this boat, okay, they put all of these cannons all around it, right? So it could handle anything. It was a warship. And they decided, instead of just a regular canvas for the sails, because this is back in the old times, they had sails. And instead of canvas, they had like a very heavy cloth embroidered with logos and shields, family crests, all these things. And it was a beautiful, beautiful ship. And in front of the king and the queen, they break the bottle and it sets sail. It got out into the water, and as soon as it got out, a little ways, a storm came. And the waters threw that ship. Like somebody just balled up the ship and just threw it away. Because it was so heavy. And it wasn't balanced the way it was supposed to be. It wasn't, the bottom couldn't support all of these cannons and all of these sails. So when the sails did this and the cannons, the metal in the cannons just flipped the whole thing over, and it sunk straight down right in front of the king and queen. And I was thinking, what are we doing to maintain balance? Now, the way of Nagami it's the philosophy of finding balance between and peace in those things. It strikes, okay, one thing in your relationships, even if you don't like a person, it's not really good to consider them your enemy. You just have disagreements, okay? You should be able to live with disagreements. Doesn't mean you're right and they're wrong. As you remember with the brothers who had that incident. But you could agree to disagree. That way you don't cut off the communication, or you don't cut off the relationship, because you might need that person. God might have that person there just for you. They might be there to show you that you're wrong, or that you need to work in this area. So finding peace within yourself. Another book that I was reading before was Chowa, and it's over there. I'll show it to you in a second. Chowa was a good one. Chowa was finding harmony, and Nagami is really finding peace and balance. They both pretty much was the power of balance. and not to go too far in one direction, because if you go in too far in one direction, you alienate this side. So, like, if you, this comes to mind, if you starve the flesh and you feed only the spirit, physically you're probably going to look sick. You might be the greatest mind, you might be able to do miraculous things, but without balance, one won't last long without the other. So if you just take it to the opposite, if you feed the flesh and become spiritually bankrupt, you might be fat and a very mean person that's probably going to somebody's going to kill you. So either way, you're going to die. But when you have balance, you probably will live longer, and you'll be a nicer person. Same as I wrote a book called Your Influences and Your Outcomes. Influences and Outcomes. And it's in the back of, and I'll show it to you in a second. As a matter of fact, hold that thought. I'll just go get the books. Some kind of way this turned into book talk. I don't know how, but all right. So this is The Power of Chowa is Akane Tanaka. And she was writing, it's finding your inner strength through the Japanese concept of balance and harmony. Balance and harmony, and this is balance and peace. And they, this book talks about, of course, well, they both talk about it. Ichigo Ichie and all of the T concepts that I always talk about. But they're both about really finding peace and balance. The main thing is balance, where you're not going too far left and you're not going too far right. What I was talking about in my book, I did this in maybe 6 years ago, 7 years ago. But it is it's the process. Your influences affect your outcomes. What goes in, you can expect the results coming out. Okay, so if I have junk going in, if I have peace and balance going in, and the power of balance and harmony going in, what's expected to come out is this. So if I have Christ coming in, or if I have wisdom coming in, I'm expected, bearing fruit, I can expect the results to have Christ and wisdom, power and balance and harmony and peace and balance from the things that I study. So like all those things that I talk about, can really can come out. And that was, which brings me to the point. Your balance. How do you strike peace and balance and harmony in your life? What do you have coming in and going out? Okay? Just think about that. And as you think about that, just leave a comment on what's coming in and what you expect to come out. and we'll talk more about it tomorrow. All right. Love you. Have a great day.